Hello. I'm going to do just a little yoga-ish practice, more yoga than Pilates, probably. Kind of wee condensed version of the kind of thing that I'll do on a Tuesday morning for the next few weeks. So give you an idea. If you want to join us, it'd be lovely to see you. And yeah, if you're doing this, I can't see you there, so be sensible. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it and just kind of wait and then join in with the next bit. But other than that, actually enjoy moving and doing a little bit of movement in yoga. Okay, so we're going to start seated. You may remember for the class when we do it, the only thing you'll need, unless I tell you otherwise, is a cushion. Yeah, and space. If you've got a mat, fine. It's space that is kind of about yoga mat size. And then you're going to come and sit. Don't need to sit cross-legged, but I kind of like sitting cross-legged because for many years I couldn't do it. So as long as you're sitting comfortably, whether it's on a cushion or not, if it's on your knees, it's so that you can be upright in your body. Yeah. And we're going to come and be in our space and on our mat. And start to just let yourself be here, be in this space. And be in the room that you're in, which sounds really obvious, but we might find we're thinking forward or back, or we're in the room that we were last in doing stuff. So come fully into this room and then gradually come fully into this space. So start to kind of come into a wee bubble almost. It's your place for movement practice. And we'll take just a few gentle breaths here. So we're drawing everything more in towards where we are now, and then gradually bringing it into the body. So noticing that you're sitting here on the floor where you've got contact with it, and noticing your breath. And really just noticing in breath, out breath. Not trying to change it at all, just being aware of it. Maybe following it a little bit. And by doing that, it brings us more into ourselves, into our awareness, and also into the here and now. When we focus on the breath or the sensations in the body, we can only be right here, just now, and being present. Just another moment or so, noticing that breath. And then we're going to take our right arm out to the side. We're going to lift up through the left, and we're going to take a little bend over. Maybe you can lift up through both sides of the waist, a bit of movement, and then we'll swap that over, lifting up, take a little bend to the side, and then coming back up. We'll do it one more time, and do it with a little bit more length in both sides of your waist. So we're not just kind of dropping down, but we're lifting and bending, and over to the other side. Nice, okay. And then bring the hands together, and then let's take a little push out and really kind of let the chest hollow. And we're going to breathe in, we're going to lift up through the waist, up through the arms, and then we're going to bring it down. So it's almost like a little kind of curl through the spine, and then a lift up through the spine. One more time. The arms going up to where they can, but not forcing that they need to be right above your head. One more time, just kind of being gentle with the start of your movement. Unclasp your hands and give it a little shake through. Come onto all fours. And then set yourself up on all fours and really spread your hands out. And then I'd say untuck the toes so the fronts of your feet are on the mat. But if it starts to cramp your feet, you can tuck them under instead. Okay? And then we're going to let our spine do that curl and extension that we did. We're going to move through those two movements. Go in between each. And we'll take one more each way. And then find that kind of middle ground where it's not too much of one than the other. Then you're going to walk your hands at hand length forward, so your hands are now above your shoulders. You're going to press your hips back and really push your hips back. So they might be slightly lifted off your feet, that's fine. We're not looking to sit back onto our feet. And if they're a bit more than that, that's fine too. But get length through both sides of your waist. So we're lengthening out through the spine, like just getting a really nice big stretch. And then we're going to bring our weight forward so it's over our hands. So our hip bones will come down a little bit. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So we're just going to take a moment or two going between the two of those. Yeah, and keep your arms long when you do this. We're not dropping down into it. We're pushing the floor away to give us a bit of support. Now we're going to stay back here this time. Tuck your toes under if you haven't already. And then I want you to keep that reach through your waist. You're going to lift your hips up and you're going to lengthen the legs but not straighten them. Yeah, so if you straighten them, it tends to bring us forward. You're going to keep it, the knees bent, and then pressing your heels towards the floor, but not expecting them to get to the floor. So we've got that reach through the waist, and then we're going to bring our knees down, and we're going to bring ourselves forward again. And then we come back, toes are still tucked, and it's that same thing that you're kind of pushing your hips back and up, opening the back to the knees, but not expecting the legs to straighten. So we're keeping our hips roughly in the same place in space. We'll stay here for a bit longer. So we're coming into down dog. Go for a little pedal through the feet and see if you can find that bit more length through the backs of the legs, but keeping the length through the waist. And then we're going to come back down to our knees one more time. Bring the hips forward. And then the final time, push, so you're kind of crouching down to then lift and kind of unravel the legs from their folds. And we'll stay here this time. We'll stay with a bit of stillness. And then we're going to bring the knees down, walk the hands back, and we'll bring one foot in front, and we'll bring the hips forward. So we get a bit of a hip flexor stretch. Okay, bring the arms up, and again have a reach through both sides of the waist. And then we'll change that over. Same thing on the other side. Reaching out and bringing the hips forward. Okay. And bring that down. Then from there, come to your feet, but then let your head drop. So we come into a little fold. Have your knees as bent as they need to be, so you feel like you can let your head and shoulders relax. And we're just going to play with lifting the hips and tipping forward, and then bending the knees. So there's arms are hanging, or you can hold one end of the arms. So it is that little kind of tip forward, and then drop back again. So we start to open out the backs of the legs. And there's always options to just wait to come back down to the floor, where you can lift up from here. We're going to do one more. And then we're going to drop the arms and we're going to roll ourselves up. Take your time. Nothing's too rushed, or we're not looking to work hard at it. We're just looking to let the body move. Okay? And then come and stand in your space with your feet about hip width apart and your arms reaching down. Okay? And then make yourself as wide as possible here, but without a ta-da. We're not looking to do a kind of performance, but we've got width here and it feels easy. Yeah, your form of easy. So letting go of what it looks like, but feeling that you've expanded a little bit across here. Arms are reaching down. Take a breath or two to settle. Okay, and then put your hands onto your hips. We're going to take the feet wide. Okay, and then we're going to turn your right foot to the short end of the mat. Okay, you'll find your hips go with it a little bit, okay? And then see if you can bring your hips back around a bit. So they might still want to go to that right end, but bring them back to where you can, and then wiggle that left foot a little bit wider, okay? Just work your way out there, and then we're going to bend that right knee, okay? And the way to that, you want to make sure that knee's not way over that front foot, so make your stance where it needs to be, okay? And then we'll take the arms out. We're going to keep the palms open, reach them out. And then from here, feel both feet really connecting with the floor. So for me, it feels like it's as if I'm pushing the floor away, but not letting my body lift up with it, not letting the legs straighten, but almost like that's what I would want to happen. And feel the feet there. And it's as if the front one's pushing into the back one and the back one's pushing into the front one. Turn the palms down. And then you're going to keep your torso where it is and take a look down that front arm, down your right arm. And kind of lengthen it through the inside of the thighs as you do that. So be aware of the back foot, be aware of the front foot. And then it's as if somebody has just expanded your collarbones and given you a little bit more opening across the chest there. Take a breath or two. And then bring the arms down to your waist, look to front, center. Bring your feet round so they're about 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then you're going to take the right one to that short end, pointing to the mat. You might find your hips go with it. Do your best to bring them round, but without kind of forcing it or feeling the torsion in your knees. And then we're going to bend that left one. We're going to kind of push the floor away there to feel it push into the back, and the back one's going to push into the front. Then the arms come up. Open the palms just now and feel yourself lengthen through the chest. Turn the palms down and then take a look down that front arm, down the left arm. Just let yourself breathe. Be aware if there's any tension you become aware of, are you able to let it go? Sometimes it can be as simple like, oh, why am I doing that? Let it go. And if you can't, don't worry. It needs to be there for a reason. Bring your gaze back to the center. Straighten the legs, bring the arms to the waist, and then you're going to bring the feet round again, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then we're going to take a tip from the hips. So as if you're kind of creasing at the hip bones here, keeping your spine straight. It doesn't matter how far you get here. It's just having that sense of, I'm having a wee tip forward. And then you're going to lift yourself back up again. We'll do another couple like that. I'm going to show you from the side. The legs stay straight, waist gets long. You tip. And then you come up again. So opening up these creases, letting the tailbone swing through. One more time. And then coming back up from there. And then you're going to walk the feet forward. Feet in, bring them hip width apart. And you'll be facing, probably still facing the camera. But from there, just so you can see from the side, we're going to let the head drop, let the arms drop. And we're going to let ourselves roll down through the spine, coming towards the floor. Then we're going to bend the knees and come and take a seat. And come and take a seat so you are facing, so you can see. And again, you might want a cushion. I'm going to take it. If you know you're particularly tight on the back of the legs or it feels challenging to fall forward, take a cushion. We're going to have the legs opened out. Okay, I know you can't see my feet, but you will need to in a moment. Okay, we're going to bring the right leg and we're going to bring it in towards the left thigh. Okay, again, it doesn't matter where it is. It's that just that I'm going to bend this knee. And I'm going to keep myself upright here. Your foot on the left, just relax at the end of your leg there, okay? Lift yourself up through your waist. You might feel like you kind of lift your seat up as well. Can you let your bottom relax? Okay, we're going to stay here. And then we're going to turn our waist down that left leg. And we're going to look at it. So you'll feel a slight twist. You might feel a slight opening on the hip there. Now you might be staying here, you might feel quite happy to take a wee fold over that left leg. but fold where you are. So we're not looking to get our head to our knee or to our foot. We're going with where's the movement and where do we fold. And then you're going to walk yourself back up. And we're going to swap it over. Okay. So that same sense, you're lifting up through the waist, but your bottom's nice and settled. And then you're going to take a little twist. So look down the right leg. You might be more than enough there. There might be just a wee hold on that leg. Or we might take a wee fold forward from that, depending where you are. In class, we'd stay here. We'd stay here for a few breaths, get some awareness. I was giving you a quick demo of some stuff, which might just be a nice wee movement for you to do for 15-20 minutes anyway. Okay. And then come up from there and bring yourself back to the center. Come and have a wee lie down on your back. And let yourself just kind of maybe move the legs, let your spine settle. And then we're going to take the arms by the side. Bring the heels towards the bottom, but not to the point that you can't feel your heels nice and steady on the floor. You're going to press your feet into the floor. You're going to press the backs of your shoulders and your arms into the floor. And just feel there might be a slight kind of connection into the body there. And then you're going to let it relax. You're going to do that one more time, that press of the heels and the balls of the feet, both feet, the backs of the shoulders, the arms. And then you're going to keep that push in as you lift your pelvis up, coming up. To rest on the top of your shoulders, pushing the feet in nice and firm. And then we're going to come back down. Take our time, really feel your spine. Coming back to the floor. And then we'll do that one more time. Okay, we'll stay up this time though. Give it a little bit extra oomph. So push your feet into the floor, arms and shoulders on the floor, and see if you can press the fronts of your thighs more towards the ceiling. And then let yourself relax. Let your bottom relax as it starts to come down, and just control the pace that you come back down through your spine. Then you're going to lift your knees in, give them a hug, have a little roll, few knee circles. And then you're going to come and find a comfortable position. So it might be with your knees bent, you might have your legs out straight, you might lie on your sides. We're just going to take a really short time to relax, about a minute. Let yourself settle on the floor. Okay. And come and settle on the floor. And once you've done that, feeling the floor supporting you, bring your attention back to your breath. The in-breath and the out-breath. Noticing both the in and the out. And to bring ourselves into more relaxation, we can slightly extend the out-breath. So over the next few breaths, do your best to let a little bit more air out, or a little bit slower on the out-breath. And as you do that, you might feel yourself settling more into the floor. Maybe feeling the body get a little bit heavier into the floor, allowing the bones to rest. Really exhale in the out-breath. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm, so you're not really trying to do anything with it or deepen it. In that sense, you bring your attention away from the breath slightly and back to the rest of the body. So noticing where you've got connection with your body and the floor. And noticing the space that your body's in. And noticing the room that you're in with eyes closed if they're happy to be so. And then we're going to bend the knees. We're going to take a little roll to one side and then gradually come to sit in a position that's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter what that one is. Come and sit comfy. Give yourself a little moment to be here. And noticing your sit. And starting to take in the rest of the room. So you might have a look about, see what's in the room. Take a real look around your space. A little movement with the head, maybe a little nod or a shake. And then bring your hands to heart center. Good practice for the end of practice to allow yourself to thank yourself for coming and moving, stretching, having a go, and just seeing what it was like. And we finish with a word that means the light in me acknowledges the light in you, and it does. Namaste. Namaste. A little wee tiny version of some stuff we'll go through. We'll take more time in poses with breath, or you can come out them when you want. We'll do a variety of things, and be nice to see you. See you later. Bye.